Yes. Yes. I love how smooth that was. We ain't had no issues. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Wake up with me. It's your man, Trayvon Pratt with AIM, always improving the mind. And here we are on another beautiful Monday. I don't know where you are. Uh-oh. See? Hold on. Hold on. We back? We back? All right. I told y'all every time we have some type of technical difficulty, that means what's going to be said today is powerful. You always have a challenge when it's something real. Yes. Let's see. What just happened? Hmm. What's that little face? I try to put it in the comments for you guys that whoever's watching from Instagram or Facebook, come on over to the YouTube, man. Come on over to the YouTube. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Let's jump right into it, right? Let's talk about some good stuff. Who defines you? I put that sign on. You see how ashy I am? Boom. That sign ain't no joke, bro. Put that sign on. Who defines you? Who defines you? Simple answer is you define you, but what has been defining you, your person, up until now, right? How do you determine your self image, your self identity, your self worth? How do you determine yourself? How do you define yourself? These are the questions. You have to get to know yourself. I know it's simple. I know it's simple, but we're going to go past the surface. We're not surface dwellers here. Put that shine on. 6:30 in the morning, I got that shine on. Mm-hmm. And we shining. I swear. But let's go on. I need you. Hold on, hold on. First and foremost, how this even came up, how this became a topic, right? It's because we lose our sense of self. Then we go into, I think it's like stages and ages, right? We like lose us. We are trying to figure out who we are as kids. Let's go in like from 1 to 10. You kind of like learning the yes and nos of life. Then from like 10 to 20 in your teenage, you're like becoming rebellious because you're like, certain things don't fit with me, even though this is what I've been taught it should be. You know, this is what I've been told I should be or how I should be. And it doesn't necessarily fit for me. So you get into that rebellious. From 20 to 30, you're kind of like enjoying your independence, meaning you supposedly, leave the nest. You're your own adult. You're finally an adult. So you do the things, right? They say have fun in your 20s. Um, then your 30s to 40s, you kind of got a grip on. You should, I would say, kind of got a grip on who you are or developing. You start to asking questions. That question comes even more important. Why? So you start off as a kid, you got that why, and then come back to these 30s, 40s. It's like why? You try to find meaning. Like, what is happening? Who am I? You start to define yourself even more clearly. Okay, start to define yourself even more clearly. Anybody watching from Facebook or YouTube, Facebook or Instagram, come on over to the YouTube, guys. Thank you all for being here. Much love to everybody who's popping in. I see you guys. I appreciate it. Okay. So you do that and you start to question, like, who am I? And that's a great question to ask yourself. And only you can give you the answer. The reason why I keep saying this is because you have so many external forces, right? Nobody could define you but you and God. And God is within you. So only one that could define you is you. But you got external forces like a position, a title, a label, a certain responsibility like a parent, like, you know, not to shirk away from responsibility, but that's not the only thing that defines you. Like, don't attach your self image to external factors. So, how do you define yourself? How do you define yourself? Spend some time considering what motivates you in life and why. That question, that's the most important question when it comes to determining who you are, is why. And once you start answering that question pertaining to, different areas of importance, then you have some morality, then you have some groundage, you have something to stand on as you move and as you figure the rest of life out. See, life is to be discovered, simultaneously created. And it's beautiful, man. Look at the reason behind why you do the things that you do. Remember, I said we scratching past the surface. Like, only you define you, yes, but what are you doing that's defining who you are? If you don't like it, if it's not in sync, a lot of times we have this inner turmoil. And I'm one who can speak because I've definitely been there, and it happens every so often. I keep it simple. There are times when you could do more or do better, but you regress and do the bare minimum. And you have to go through a process of accepting that instead of acknowledging, like, yo, I could have done better. That's an inner turmoil, vice versa. There's moments where you put your best forward and you might not have gotten the result. So then you tarnish your self image, huh? Because you didn't get the external reward, the external result. Mm-mm. So we're going to define ourselves. What is your self worth determined on? It should always go internal. You should always be acknowledging yourself. You should always be accepting yourself for where you are as you developing yourself into where you want to be, where you want to go, what you want to be. But accept yourself at every moment, every phase of this thing we call life. They call it a journey for a reason. You don't get to the destination by walking backwards. You're not going to get to the destination by walking backwards. So you have to accept yourself at every step. And I ain't gonna lie, that's one of my struggles, because it's like I see, again, that inner turmoil. I see where I could have done better, or let's say for instance, it's something that you have improved, right? It's an area that you have improved. So now when you look at past you like, man, now that you have the answer, you wish you would have done whatever in the past. So you hold that against yourself, again, tarnishing your self identity, your self image. Well, we're going to build our self image, okay? This is why we're always improving. You're always improving because, like I said, you acknowledge yourself, you acknowledge your strengths and the areas that you want to strengthen. It's not so much a weakness. One of the things that really keeps me optimistic, right, is I know that there isn't much instinctual. All the instinctual stuff will happen instinctually. It's an instinct, right? So that's like breathing and stuff. But everything, the vast majority of things are learnt skills. You had to learn how to walk. You had to learn how to talk. You had to learn a language in order to talk. So everything, literally everything, can be learned. That is something, that is a foundation, a core value of mine. Is I know that whatever it is, this is why I know always improving, whatever it is can be learned. I can learn anything. I can't learn everything, but I can learn anything. What is it that I want to improve? Internal, external, you know what I mean? Do I want to improve my appearance? Do I want to improve my physical health and physical capabilities? You can do these. Do I want to improve my intellect and my knowledge? Do I want to improve my awareness? Do I want to improve my conversation skills? Do I want to improve my patience, my tolerance? Do I want to improve, you know, all of these, my breathing, my finances, money and mental health is real. Do I want to improve my circumstances, my area, my environment? Do I want to improve? What areas do I want to improve? So you start to ask yourself, again, you spend some time considering what's important to you. Why? Put the why behind it. When you're defining who you are, purpose has to be in alignment. What motivates you in life and why? Look at the reason behind why you do the things that you do. This is how you're going to break old habits. This is how, remember last week we talked about self control. This is how you're going to gain self control. When you start learning and figuring out why. I got bad habits too. And it's like, why do I even do this? Some of the stuff, like, why would I snap? Why would I snap? Why would I retaliate like that? Why would I react like that? Sometimes like I had to like my confrontations. I be woof. Like, why would you do that, Trey? I be having to check myself. I was laughing last night. I was talking to my wife. I said, she asked me, "Have I ever had?" And these some deep questions. Have I ever had a imaginary friend? And I was like, no, I ain't never really have an imaginary friend. I just talk to myself out loud. And like we was laughing, like talking to myself, like And I be having to confront myself. This is what I do in real life. Like I do this in actuality. We was just laughing at it, but the example was like something happened. You be like talking to yourself, like you was there too, right? You saw what I saw. Like I ain't crazy because you saw it too. Talking to myself, you know what I mean? Like it's funny, but I talk to myself, and some people ask why, or like say not to. I say yes. Talk to yourself. Ask me why, because sometimes I need expert advice, and who knows me better than me? Who knows you better than you? You know you. A lot of times it's just we don't accept the version of ourselves that we're currently operating from. And that's because you can see your higher self. You understand that there's more for you. You know, it's just a dark shade on how to bring that out. And that's okay because once you start focusing on these dark areas, everything comes to light. I'm talking to myself right now. Woo! Determining and defining yourself, understanding what you believe and what you value is very important to understanding who you are and truly defining yourself. Knows it. Understanding what you believe and what you value is very important to understanding who you are and truly defining yourself. Remember, again, we have spoken on this quite a few times. I'm going to keep on telling y'all. Check your beliefs. What do you believe? And your beliefs come from constant repetition. So even if it started off as a lie, if you keep saying it, at some point you'll believe it. The mind is the victim to the monster of repetition. So how about we feed it the truths that we wanted to see? How about we keep repeating the things that we know we want to believe? How about we keep proving to ourselves who we are, who we want to be? I told myself I want to be one. I grew up in my rebellious phase, that like 13 to 17. I give it 16. 17, I was pretty much grounded, but about 13 through 16, them 3 to 4 years, I have been to anger management each year. And you look at me now, a lot of people like, I don't even see anger on you. Like, you don't even get angry. Thank you. I worked on that. You know what I mean? That just always improving. I worked on that. That was an area that I sought improvement on for myself. I don't want to be an angry person. I don't want to be the stereotypical angry black guy, right? Although all of us have something to be angry about, huh? I don't want to just walk around in anger. It's killing myself. It's killing myself softly, internally. So what did I have to do? I had to acknowledge myself, had to accept myself. And with those two things, I became aware of what really was making me mad? What is the source of all of this anger? Why am I actually angry? I don't like what's happening in my life. I don't like how I'm being viewed. I don't like, that I let myself down. So my external anger was more so like, I know I'm better than this, but I haven't done anything to prove that to myself. So now I'm upset at me, and anybody come in between me and me being upset with me, or they gonna feel it. You know, it was just something that I could lash out on. And I said, I don't like that. I don't want to be upset with me. I'm with me all the time. I don't want to be upset with me. I love me. Dang, that's a realization. I love me. Okay, well, let me show, how do I love my mom? How do I love my siblings? How do I love my friends and other family members? How do I love? How do I show love? Well, why aren't I doing that with me? Incorporated that into it. Started loving myself more. And started looking at myself as someone else. This might be too heavy of an exercise for you, but try to get outside yourself. If you saw or someone came to you with your current issues, what would you tell them? What would you tell them? Would you tell them, you're terrible, you're a waste of life? Somebody made a mistake. Would you like hold it against them, or would it be like everybody make mistakes? Get up. Speaking of, a lot of us who make mistakes attach those mistakes to our identity, right? No matter how big or small it is. Like you can forget customizing an order for somebody, a food order for somebody. You forget that, oh, they don't like onions. And it's like, I just always let somebody down. Like, dang, bro, you are not your mistakes. Okay. You can recoup from anything and be more disciplined the next time around. You know, when you have those, every time that you say you want to improve, every time that you say you want to be better, right? You will be given the opportunity to do so. You will be given the opportunity to do so. So if you make a mistake, that's okay. You want to learn from it. Sometimes we don't learn from it until it happens again and again and again. Remember, all of this is through repetition. You might not even realize it's a mistake until it happens more than two times. Like, okay, this keeps happening. What's going on? I know, like I said, I ain't want to be angry, right? And I started building on my patience. I remember last year I said I had to work on patience again. And keep that in mind. Just because you learn something doesn't mean that it's permanent now. You have to continuously practice this. So I had became impatient again. So last year I had to work on patience. When my patience then turned into passiveness because I would just allow, of course, I'm gonna let people be who they are, but I started allowing people to just say things since I'm not taking it personally and all of that, but I would just Like, I don't want to be super confrontational, like pick your battles or whatnot. But then I had started to build an identity that you could say whatever you want to me. Hold on. You know, you are not your mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. You can recoup from anything, but you will be given the opportunity, huh, to exude what you learn from it. And sometimes you don't learn that this is a mistake or something that you have to improve upon until it happens multiple times. So when I had multiple people come at me a certain type of way, I realized that that had became the identity. Like, I'm someone that you could approach that way. No, 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 no. I'm not someone that you could approach that way. I'm just someone who ain't gonna tolerate or even intervene or interact with such tumultuous activity. So I don't even give it attention. But I can't just allow it either, because that had became the thing. So when this opportunity presented itself again, now let me correct the action. Let me correct the mistake, okay? Instead of being confrontational, like, I don't know who you think you're talking to. Instead of being confrontational, it's just like, I don't accept how you're approaching me, okay? Talk to me differently. Come to me with some type of respect. Did I come at you this way? No, I didn't. All right, let's bring some mutual respect to the table. Let's actually talk about it instead of you talking at me. Talk to me. And from that point on, I carried that about me, and I still had my patience, but I wasn't passive. You see what I'm saying? So those same urges, when I say you are not your mistakes, those same urges to jump into whatever old habit that you're trying to break, to react in an old way that you're trying to, do better at anything that you're trying to intentionally improve. Those same urges, those same feelings, those same moments, those same experiences will resurface. But when they resurface, they are now opportunities to do better or to do different based on what you have now learned. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. You are not your mistakes. So when you are defining yourself, when you are determining your self identity, your self image, your self worth, when you are learning who you are and determining who you are wholly, you are not your mistakes. You're going to make them. That's cool. It's part of life. That's how you learn. It's through experience. Okay. Another thing I want to give you guys, because I might be a little brief on this one, um, just a little bit. I got a few things that I got to get done before I head out this morning. But what I really want to tell you guys about defining yourself, only you, I'm going to keep on saying it, only you determine who you are, and only you can determine what areas that you want to improve. So you would take yourself into consideration for one thing, prioritize yourself, accept yourself for who you are, where you are, as you acknowledge where you want to be, how you want to be. So then you would define, what areas you'd like to improve this self identity of yours. And it's for you. It's from love. It's not from shame. It's not from guilt, right? It's not like, oh, I don't like that I'm fat. I can't stand myself. Do some push ups. No, it's like, I love my body and I can't wait to see how this thing develops for me. Let me do some push-ups. It comes from a center of love rather than shame, guilt, negative, neglect, anything. But what I really want to tell you guys is, and I had a whole, I don't know if I did a live on this or a video. Y'all go back in my catalog and check it out. But I talked about, it's a video. It's a video. I talked about the issue with titles and labels. The issue with titles and labels. Okay? The issue with title, let me try to simplify it. The issue with titles and labels is essentially that's kind of like how bullying works. If somebody calls you a name, they have now given you a label. If you succumb to that label or see any truth in that label, then it will affect you. The things that we really take personally is because we see some matter of truth in it, right? That's how a label could work. Labeling somebody, labeling yourself. A title is the same. It's too common when somebody asks, who you are, you go right into occupation, career. Now, it's not that that's not a part of who you are, but if you were to associate or attach your self identity to these titles and labels, as soon as these titles or labels change, you lose yourself. You lose yourself. No, I'm me going into this field, right? Like, okay, surface level. Let's talk about, okay, like you could say, oh, he's the YouTube mindset guy, right? If I attach my self identity to the YouTube mindset guy, not that I'm not here on YouTube talking mindset, yes, but if I attached my identity to this, then when somebody doesn't see it as such or doesn't value it as such, then I would also devalue myself like that. You don't see my, like I don't have enough subscribers. People not, oh, I must be horrible as a person. If I attach my identity, my self identity, my self image to the title, you know, even in success, there are many people who can do many things. Remember, in the beginning, I told y'all everything is a learned skill. So as long as you have the capability to learn, you can do whatever. That is an understatement. That is an understatement. So you see people who, like become the top athlete in one sport, and then they go to another sport. Case in point, like Michael Jordan, top athlete in basketball. But then he goes to baseball, and everybody's on the outside like, why would you do that? It's a completely different sport, and oh, you're terrible. And then he also went to golf and got good at these things because you can learn. He didn't attach his self image to the title, to the career. And that's the message. I want you to know, like, when you determine yourself, it isn't the external. It isn't the label. It isn't a title. It isn't what somebody else tells you or wants you to be. You know how many people are adults that are working towards goals that other people have in mind for them? I don't know no parent who has a child and like, this is going to be the best tattoo artist ever. I don't know no parent that associates some type of career path like that for a child. But you have to determine who you are. You have to define who you are. You have to learn who you are and be as unapologetic, unabridged, unfazed. I don't care what somebody else think about me. It's what I think about me. I gotta live. I gotta live with me. I gotta be with me at all times. I think I want to do something that makes me feel good, that aligns with me, something I can't take my mind off of. I need to go ahead and pursue. So don't get attached to the labels. And I want to tell you this too. I want to tell you this too. And I want you to hear me well, and understand. And guys, if you're watching from Facebook or Instagram, come over to the YouTube. We're on YouTube, okay? Don't attach your self image to the moment or action. Tell yourself, I had a weak moment. I'm not a weak person. I'm in a depressive state. I'm not depressed. I have lost. I'm not a failure. You see the difference? I've done bad. I've done wrong. I'm not a bad person. Don't associate yourself with the image or the label. Come on, bro. I'll repeat it. I had a weak moment. I'm not a weak person. I'm in a depressive state. I'm not depressed. I have lost. I'm not a failure. I have done bad or wrong. I'm not a bad person. See, when I tell you, everybody makes mistakes. Don't attach your self image to the moment or the action. These are just experiences to be acknowledged, analyzed, and learned from. You learn who you are through trial and error. You don't know what is going to make you feel any type of way, good, bad, jealous, excited, loved. You don't know what's going to make you feel a type of way until it happens. Right? You don't even know what a trigger is until you're triggered. Hopefully, you could acknowledge that. But being aware of self, being conscious of self, learning more about yourself, learning more about how I'm gonna say it, learning more about how past events connect to who you are now. Like, yes, you're not your circumstances, but you have, I'm gonna keep saying it, you have greatness within you. Learn more about your history, learn more about history in general, like real history, not whitewashed history. When you learn more about like world history, then you start to realize like so much of a contribution. So many people have had so much of a contribution to your capabilities now. And it will boost your self identity. It will boost your self standards. It will boost your self esteem. It will boost your self image because you can see yourself in this greatness. And if you can see yourself as great, why would you settle for anything less than? So don't attach your self image to the moment or action, title or label, phase or position. Hmm? And don't attach your self image to what another person has to say or think about you. Good or bad, I'm all the way married. You feel me? We are one. I still have my own identity. She does too. We are unified, yes, but we still our own people. That's how we can become, that's how we are unified. That's a label of mine. And it's true. Not that these labels, like, you could be, the manager or the boss, have some title that brings authority. You could be, I'm not telling you like to skirt off like responsibility. I'm just saying don't attach your identity to these titles, these labels, these moments, these actions, these phases, because life goes on and you realize always improving. When I say always improving, I always learn about me, and there's always something, because nobody's perfect, especially me. There's always something else that I can improve on. There's always something else I could work on for myself. And I get excited about that. I get excited about that. It's always something else. It's always another opportunity to do better or do different, whatever that looks like. But I define who I am. I got plenty of people who thinks that I'm a happy-go-lucky person that never even sees the bad, like I'm blind to bad. That's not true. I didn't say that about me. You said that about me. I'm an optimistic person who knows that, I'm not naive to the negative that can come, that can happen. But I'm going to look on the positive side of things because I know that everything is a learned skill, and every situation that happens in my life is something that I can learn from it. Even if it's just acceptance. Even if it's just acceptance. I still have a hard time accepting death, right? Rest in peace to the legend, Angie Stone. She just passed over the weekend. And I learned about this yesterday, and I was hurt. I was hurt. I am hurt. I am hurt. That was somebody who my stepfather would listen to as I was a child. And that one song, she has many, and I know many of them, but that one song, Brother, has been a part of my upbringing. And it's like I was just listening to this song last week. Matter of fact, over the weekend, I was just listening to this song. So to get that news, it was harsh for me. In that moment, I'm still learning acceptance. I'm still learning acceptance. I'm still learning how to accept, think that death is a part of life. She's transcended. I don't like it. I definitely don't like how it happened, but I have to accept the fact that it happened. Ain't nothing I can do to change that. That's one of my areas of life that I'm always improving. you know. But somebody else who don't have that same connection to the voice, to the legend, to the artist, the artistry, probably will look at me like, why would you even feel that way? What does that matter? You know, They probably give me all types of labels and titles like, "Oh, you weak," or "You soft," and "You simp," because I feel some type of way that somebody else has passed that I never met, but has had pivotal significance on my life, on my mental being. So who would I allow to define me in such a situation? Would I succumb to the label? Am I weak? Am I soft because I feel some type of way that, a musician has passed? No. Why? Because I know me and I know why this music, this musician's music, these lyrics were so important to me. I define me, and only I define me. I choose who I am. I choose how I am. I choose what I need to improve upon. Because you're going to have other people and outside forces that tell you that you got to be XYZ in order to be better. No, they want you to be better for them. They want you to do better for them. My job, and I know a lot of y'all can relate, even when I give them peak performance, even when I exceed expectations, they tell me next time we want you to do better. Every time. I just did the amount of work that 3 employees could do on a regular basis in one day. I remember I had went on vacation and the work that I was assigned to wasn't even mine, but I was assigned to at the time had gotten backed up for a whole week. When I came back, I did that whole week's worth of work in one day. I still only got paid one day worth of work. And they still told me, okay, well, if you could do that, we need you to do more in another area. And I said, if I could do that, if I could do a week's worth of work in a day for you guys, what can't I do for me? No, I'm not going to give you more of my time. You get the amount of time that I allot to you because I got more to do for me. That's how I'm here. That's how shine. That's how husbandry. Because I define myself, not someone else. If I allow someone else to define who I am, I'd be running in circles. I'd be confused. I'd still be angry all the time. And I'll be on a path of self destruction. Self neglect leads to self sabotage. I'll say that again. I stuttered a little bit. Self neglect leads to self sabotage. So pay attention to yourself. Set some goals for yourself. Dig yourself up. Learn yourself. Continuously learn yourself. Accept yourself. Boost yourself. Work on yourself. And every time that you seek out improvement, you will be given the opportunities to show yourself how you've improved. Mm-hmm. I digress. I said I was going to try to be quick. We had to go in on that one, man. No pause. No pause needed. You define you. Not a label, not a title, not a position, not a phase, not a moment, not an action, not another person. Only you can define you. I advise you to take initiative on that and make it happen. This is your man, Trayvon Pratt, with AIM, always improving the mind. If you are in the Richmond area, we have a upcoming event. I will post about it later. Partnered with Rebuilding Men. It's the Network and Build event. It's free to attend. I will be speaking. AIM will be presenting at this event. Come out and enjoy again. I will be posting the details about that event uh, throughout the next few days. It's March 15th. It will be that Saturday, so 2 Saturdays away. Okay, guys. Much love to everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. It's Mindset Monday. You define yourself.